Chapter 14. Being Chased. Miguel stared out at the audience. "Everyone okay?" he asked. "Yes," came the loud response. "Keep going," shouted someone at the back. "Yeah," called someone else. "Okay," said Miguel. "I'll read on." Toll was interrupted from his despair by the sounds of children running and panting because they were out of breath. Toll, Solo, and their parents turned off their lights and pressed their backs against the shadowy walls of the tunnel in case it wasn't Jax and the tunnel kids coming towards them. Wearing headlamps, Toll could see Petrol and Squid, but in the shadows he could also see Bullant and Nose. The children were in such a panic that they'd only stopped so that Petrol could piggyback Squid. "Shh," said Toll. Bullant swung around, ready to hit him with the stick he was carrying. "Toll," he said, clearly confused. "They've taken Jax and Dodger." "Who has?" asked Solo. "Thugs," said Squid, her eyes enormous. "No," said Nell with a groan. "Who are you?" asked Petrol, jumping back. "This is our mum," said Toll quickly, "and our dad." "We're safe people," said Bill, "but we've got to find Jax and your friend. Which way did they go?" Petrol pointed back down the tunnel. "Come on, Solo," said Bill. "Toll, Nell, you take these guys back to our place." "No way," said Petrol, standing firm. "There's no time to lose," said Bill. "Come with me if you want, but you'll slow me down." Bill stared at Petrol, who was staring at Squid, who started to cry. "Okay," said Petrol, "but please find them." Bill nodded before running full speed along the tunnel with Solo fast behind him. "Tell us anything you can," said Nell. "Anything about the people who took Jax and Dodger." Petrol started shaking. "I can't remember," she said. "I honestly can't." "Balaclavas," said Nose. "They were blue and black, and one of them sounded like a man." "Good," said Toll. "Anything else?" He was telepathing everything to Bill and Solo. "They stunk like alcohol," said Squid. "They did," said Petrol. "They were gross." "Voices?" asked Nell. "Did they say anything?" "One of them said, 'Get her,'" said Nose. "And the other one laughed," said Bullant. "It was horrible." "Did they have torches?" asked Toll. "Only at the last minute," said Nose. "We thought it was you, so we walked straight towards them." Petrol shook her head. "Did you tell anyone else?" she asked. "No way," said Toll. Nell shook her head, and then she added, "We spoke to Jax's parents, but they're in another realm, and they knew how careful we had to be." Petrol started to sob. "Poor Dodger," she said, "and Jax. Who are these people taking children? They're evil." "Isla Thieve has something to do with it," said Nell. "That's for sure." "Of course she does," said Petrol. Squid shuddered and then started shivering. "Come on," said Nell. "You're all in shock. We need to get you back to our place." "No way," said Petrol. "You live next door to the thieves. They'll see us for sure." "Not necessarily," said Toll. "We have a new tunnel. It leads right under our house, and it joins up with these ones." Even though things had gone horribly wrong, Toll couldn't help feeling glad about his family's new tunnel. Bullant nodded, and so did Nose. "Sounds good," they murmured. "Come on," said Nell. "You're exhausted, and we had so much food for you, and now Bill and Solo have run off with all of that. Toll and I are only carrying drinks." "We'd rather wait," said Petrol, looking frightened. "Can we just get underway?" That doesn't make sense. I'll have to fix that up. "I'd rather wait," said Petrol, looking frightened. "I know," said Nell, but there's danger down here now." Squid looked at Petrol. "Please," she said, "I want to be warm." Petrol sighed. "Oh, can we just get underway then?" she asked. "If we have to." "Of course," said Nell, turning back towards her home. As they moved through the tunnels, Toll felt so grateful that he always had food to eat and a bed to sleep in, and a hot shower to have, and a mum and a dad, and toys, and a magic jacket, and a friend from the land of ice and fire, even though she'd been kidnapped. As he walked along, he prayed a prayer that Jax and Dodger would be found, and then he tried to relax. His father had always told him to relax and act as if everything would turn out for the best. Solo seemed to have the relaxing thing sorted out, but Toll could never quite get as unwound as Solo could. Then again, Solo could fall asleep standing up, just about. Toll felt happy knowing that he and his mum would be able to give the tunnel kids a really good breakfast. And what else? Sweets! They still had a huge box given to them by Aunt Thesta at Christmas. They weren't terribly nice sweets, and that's why they still had so many left, but they'd taste wonderful if you hadn't had any sweets for ages, except things you could find in garbage bins. Even so, he decided to also share his best marvellous bars from the land of ice and fire. He had them hidden in his secret safe, but if anyone was going to have them, it should be Petrel, Squid, Bullant and Nose, and himself. There were only 5, so that was that. Tilly, his mother, and Tamsin would have to miss out.